On today's That Park Plays Daily Countdown, a data miner thinks they found Nintendo's next Mario. Disney is selling dining packages for a show that they just started retooling. Guillermo del Toro confirms his next project. Madison Square Garden adds a new business model to sports streaming. Disney accidentally shows Zootopia Land as smoke and mirrors, and Disney considers attractions for your car. All that on today's That Park Place. It's a bright and shining day here on That Park Place. I'm Jonas J. Campbell, and with me, as always, is my co-pilot, Vash Sky.
Thank God it's Friday, Jonas, right? Am I right? This is absolutely phenomenal. The weekend's rapidly approaching here, and we have some amazing stories that I think our viewers will get a kick out of for sure.
Yep, absolutely. Well, let's get right to it. We are covering stories in entertainment, video games, streaming, and theme parks. So let's get going with all the news that should be fun.
Number 1.
Good morning. This is Jonas J. Campbell from That Park Place, and I've got some interesting stories for you today. There seems to be some kind of debate as to whether or not Mario has a new voice actor. First of all, we heard from Charles Martinet that he will be stepping down from the role of Mario that he's voiced since, I want to say, Super Mario 64, back in the ancient days when I was still a child. I'm going to point at Game Explain because they do a good job summarizing. Apparently, a data miner has gotten a hold of a copy of Super Mario Wonder, and what you see on screen right now is the list of people that have provided voices in the game. They seem to have come to the conclusion that it was this man right here, Mr. Mick Wingert, that became the voice of Mario. Now, Mick Wingert, if you are a guy who follows voice acting, you might be familiar with him. He has played, among other things, he's the current voice of Tony Stark in Disney and Marvel animated stuff. As you can see up here in the corner, there's an update that Mick Wingert is not the new voice of Mario. Going over here, they have a different theory now, since Mick Wingert's agent came onto the record and said that while they can neither confirm nor deny his involvement in Super Mario Bros. Wonder, he can confirm that he is not voicing Mario. They did come forth with another theory that this man, maybe, Luis Barros, might actually be the voice of Mario. And if you want to go watch their video, they do incorporate some audio of Luis Barros, or it's probably Luis since he's Portuguese. Luis Barros provided the voice of Mario in the Portuguese version. Now, it could be that he just also provides the voice of Mario in the Portuguese version of the game. So what do you think about all this? Are either of these conclusions incorrect? Obviously, Mick Wingert seems like they poured some water on that fire pretty quick. Luis Barros, he's already known as the voice of Mario in other places, or did they provide an AI interpretation of Charles Martinet's voice and now they're just going to have Mario's voice forever with no specific voice actor attached? Or is it Chris Pratt? Let us know in the comments below.
Number 2.
Hello, this is Lorena Creole of the Lorena Creole YouTube channel, keeping it real when it comes to theme parks. And speaking of keeping it real, fireworks dining packages have returned and will be coming to the Spice Road table and the Rose and Crown restaurants. Coming to us from WDW News Today, and there you can see a picture of the fireworks show as being seen from the Spice Road Table restaurant. The new Nighttime Spectacular will debut on December 5th. President of Walt Disney World, Jeff Vail, said that Luminous would feature fireworks, fountains, lasers, lighting effects, and music. Now, the Luminous dining packages will be available to book for the Spice Road Table and the Rose and Crown beginning on October 6th. With the fireworks dining package, guests can eat dinner while also enjoying a nighttime spectacular. So after checking in, you'll be exported to a covered outdoor dining area reminiscent of the cafes from the Moroccan seaside. This, of course, is specific to the Spice Road Table. Spice Road Table is proud to offer a selection of their favorite Mediterranean small plates like grilled lamb kefta, house-made hummus fries, and spiced chickens that will truly delight your palate. Dining package there is a pre-free menu, your choice of 2 small plates, a shared guinea, a dessert platter, and unlimited beverages. And the price is $79 for adults, $29 for child ages 3 to 9. Theme park admission is required but is not included in the price of the package, and you also need to have theme park reservations. For the Rose and Crown, which is a bit upscale restaurant, 1 appetizer, 1 entree, 1 dessert, selection of unlimited beverages, $89 per person, $39 per child, inclusive of tax and gratuity. So what do you think about the dining package announcements for the Luminous Fireworks Show? Are you going to be checking out one of these packages? Do they even pique your interest? Let us know in the comments.
Number 3.
Hello, this is John Trent, the founder and editor-in-chief at Abounding in the Comics. Today I got a story about Guillermo del Toro providing an update on his upcoming Frankenstein movie. He recently appeared at Collider's 10th anniversary IMAX 3D screening for Pacific Rim, where he was asked what his next movie would be, and this is what he said. He said, "I'm doing Frankenstein. We're working on it. We start shooting in February, and it's a movie I've been wanting to do for 50 years since I saw the first Frankenstein." He then confirmed who's part of the cast of the film. He says it's Oscar Isaac, Andrew Garfield, Christoph Waltz, Mia Goth. Garfield, Isaac, and Goth were previously reported to be in discussions to take part in the film by Deadline back in March. The outlet also reported that Del Toro was not just directing the film, but he was also writing it. Also unknown is who would be playing Dr. Frankenstein or his creation. It is believed Goth would be playing the Doctor's love interest. Interestingly enough, What's on Netflix also reported Del Toro's Frankenstein would be taking inspiration from iconic artist Bernie Wrightson. In fact, we do have actor Doug Jones, who has worked with Del Toro in numerous movies in the past. He played Ape Sapien in the Hellboy movies. He was the Pale Man in Pan's Labyrinth, and he was the Amphibian Man in The Shape of Water. He actually detailed that Del Toro's Frankenstein would be inspired by Wrightson when he was trying to work on it a couple of years ago. He said, "It was told to me Guillermo was a big fan of Bernie Wrightson and a friend of Bernie Wrightson, and Bernie had illustrated a version of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and all of the images of Frankenstein's monster in that. That's what he was going to pattern my look after, which was more emaciated, a little skinnier, a little more pathetic looking, and yet had an unnatural physical prowess and unnatural athleticness to him. He was sewn together with spare parts of a couple different bodies, very bony face, long, stringy, drawn hair. I never went through a makeup test myself for it, but I did go to the creature shop, Spectral Motion, who was developing the look for him at the time. I was there for something else, and Mike Elizalde, the owner of the shop, said, I gotta show you something. Then he unveiled a bust of me with this monster makeup built on it. It was like, honestly, my eyes welled it. It was so hauntingly beautiful, and it did pay reverence to Bernie Wrightson's artwork and give you a different looking Frankenstein's monster than what you're used to." Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein movie that is expected to arrive on Netflix, but it's also expected to also have a limited theatrical release as well.
Number 4.
In the realm of sports streaming, a groundbreaking shift is underway. MSG Plus has unveiled a game-changing concept that could transform sports content. For just $9.99, you'll be able to stream a single game, and yes, you heard that right. One game, not a season, not a month, one game. It's a bold and hefty price move, and that's got us thinking about the future of sports streaming and how it could potentially disrupt the likes of Netflix and others. Hi folks, it's CC here for That Park Place, covering a story from IndieWire by Tony Maglio. It turns out that MSG Plus has ventured into uncharted territory by offering single game rentals. Now, hang on. It's ridiculously high. We're going to put it in perspective, because if MSG broadcasts are somewhere around 40 games per month, and from October to April they're about 300 games annually, they potentially could net $2,997 from a math-challenged customer, and that would be tragedy. Now, this pay-per-game model provides viewers with access to a single game, starting from the pre-game show through the game itself and concluding with the underwhelming post-game analysis. Now, the $9.99 price point aims itself at the casual sports fans, providing flexibility to dip their toes in for a quick fix or to host a party based around the game. In other words, pretend to be a sports fan to impress your friends. It's a novel concept to say the least, but potentially a costly one for an uninformed consumer. Now, since you're all clearly savvy folks for watching this channel, I have 3 questions for you. Are single game rentals the future of sports streaming by treating them as a pay-per-view event, much like MMA? Do you think that $9.99 is a fair price for a single game, considering the focus on entertainment value? And finally, could the pay-per-view access model disrupt traditional subscription services in favor of streaming? Please let us know your thoughts in the comments section down below.
Number 5. All right, folks, it's your old pal Pro here, and we are taking a look at the newly released content from Disney regarding Zootopia. It is out in Shanghai Disney, one of those Chinese theme parks where Disney continues to invest money despite the fact that they don't do so for their domestic parks at the same level. I want to back up and show you this again, because part of the illusion here, folks, is that this is taken at night. As you can see, much of this is just facade, and much of this is in no way actual building. There are some show buildings that you can see here on the left and on the right. These are just facades. They don't make up much. Now, we've seen this before. You remember the Streets of America at Hollywood Studios, but they are making a big to-do about this, when in reality, it is very beautiful, but much like not Japan. Japan's the opposite. Much like China. Well, there's not a lot of substance to it. There's a lot pretty to see on the outside, but not so much on the inside. Fascinating, though, that Disney continues to spend on the Chinese parks while they languish the American parks, and others. We will let you know how it goes. Drop a comment down below and tell us, do you agree or disagree with Zootopia going in the Chinese parks, but not here? Number 6.
Hello there, Vash Sky here with the next story, this time from Blog Mickey. Disney patents immersive drive-in theater to pass the time while you charge your car or wait for curbside pickup. This is a fascinating story. In the patent, Disney starts off by describing how modern cars have increasingly sophisticated onboard computing and infotainment systems, but the medium to deliver the content, sometimes small screens on a dashboard, is hardly immersive. So they basically detail that, hey, if you're having an electric car, you're going to have to charge it up for some period of time. And to solve that problem, Disney envisions an immersive entertainment pod where people can drive their vehicle into an immersive pod and be fully surrounded by entertainment while they wait for their car to charge. Inside the pod could be a charging area for your vehicle to connect to, but also a way for the surrounding entertainment pod to integrate with your vehicle. This kind of reminds me, and this article actually does describe this, as sort of a quasi Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run attraction. If you're familiar with that at Galaxy's Edge, you'll know that you actually do board the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon and fly it around. How is that possible? Well, it's very interesting because you are in a pod in which the exterior of these walls have projected imagery on them, creating the sensation of you going into hyperspace and you flying a mission for Hondo. This is kind of a similar application of that technology. Could this be a concept that's rolled out across the country? Would you actually use one of these? Well, go ahead, let us know in the comments below. Well, Jonas, as we said at the intro of this video, thank God it's Friday, and those were an amazing assemblage of stories. Thank you so much for putting that together, Jonas.
Hey, no problem. Yeah, let's keep the compliments to once a week, Vash. I might get a swelled head. I love doing this, actually. I love that it lets me work with our collaborators. And I got to say, I do look forward to your segments, Vash, because you always surprise me with your theme park knowledge.
I do try. A lot of useless information in my head, but if I do have a use for it, it's right here, and that's amazing.
Well, of course, if you want to ask us any questions about theme park history, try to stump Vash on Twitter, please, or do it in the comment section. That would be the most personally beneficial to me if you put it in the comment section. But of course, he's on Twitter, and there I am right next to him, above him, Jonas J. Campbell. You see that little orange J right there? That's me. I think that's probably time to wrap it up. Like this video if you like this video. Share it out on social medias if you really want to help us out. And of course, if you've enjoyed it, consider subscribing here to That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com for all the news that should be fun. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.